And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, best sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 2,600 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. And you can access these recordings by going to YouTube and doing a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. And we also have a new series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature, philosophical kinds of QSOs. That's KC9VKV Highlights on a YouTube search. Both KC9VKV Logbook and KC9VKV Highlights are segments of our main YouTube homepage of Jim's Radio Story, where we celebrate a 50-year career in commercial broadcasting, a 50-year journey from a 5-watt pirate radio station as a 12-year-old to production director of a major 50,000-watt AM broadcast facility. And the thing that makes this truly a unique story is that I have the actual audio masters from all along the way. Over 2,600 shows, including many full-length major music concerts and radio documentaries. You'll have to check it out and subscribe. Jim's Radio Story on a YouTube search. Our mission statement for the Qso-Vlog network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR, specially oriented resonant dipole antenna. One leg of this resonant dipole runs broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg runs broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. And as we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you'll reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this part of the band has many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our Qso-Vlog net to keep their bandpass to no wider than 100 to 2900. And again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie K1GZL is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Charlie, got it. Yes, I do. It's turning out to be very well. You're running a 6 to a 9 plus 5 direct, as I don't have the capability of an SDR at all here, as I don't have a computer. Beautiful day out. It's very hazy. The temperature is very high in the 60s to near 70 degrees. And the leaves are on the average about 40 to 50% out. 40 to 50% out on the trees, although a little less than that higher up on the hill right behind me. So I'll turn it back to you, and I'll have new recording of Captain Mike starting on Thursday when he flies from west to east. But I've got one here a couple of weeks old, which I think is good. He was at 39,000 feet in his Boeing 767 two-engine jet flying from from Sacramento, California to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you copy okay, this is not very long, but I'll give it to you. I'll play it for you. KC9VKV, K1GZL, still running not much more than 40 watts into the antenna.
Roger, Charlie. Well, I'm copying you 20 over on Pennsylvania SDR. Roger.
On Pennsylvania SDR. Roger. Okay, I'll play this, and here is Captain Mike.
Directly eastbound right now, so we'll go over Joliet and proceed direct to Johnstown, Pennsylvania. So I was just wondering where Woodstock is. I'm not exactly sure where that is in Illinois. I thought he said it was near Chicago, but trying to find Woodstock there. Looks like a fairly clear day out there, a little hazy, but I don't know if there's any cloud cover down there or not. But I'll pass it over to AX4 Whiskey Charlie. You're right overhead Joliet, Illinois here at 39,000. Clear day up here. Temperature today is minus 58, and we're showing 637 miles from Philadelphia. K1GZL, KX4 Whiskey Charlie.
Okay, that was Captain Mike. I wonder how that came through. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Perfect, Charlie. Absolutely perfect. Pristine, shall I say.
Absolutely perfect. Pristine, shall I say. Well, okay. Well, look, I'll try to catch you next week. I'll have a new recording. Hopefully, within a month, I should have an amplifier on here, either the 8200 or the 1500. Although I have not got an update on that at the present time. So it's always a pleasure. Craig, if you're listening, I'll catch you down plus or minus 150 when I'm done on this one. So back to you, Mike, and thank you. Jim, thank you very much for your patience with me, and I hope that we can have a good one next week. I'll be glad to get the amplifier back because I'm only running probably about 2% of legal limit. 2%, that's all I'm running in power. KC9VKV, K1G, a Z, and an L.
Roger, Roger, Charlie. Well, you're sounding just fine there on our link in Pennsylvania, and so we can do that till the cows come home, or till your linear, or till your power amplifier comes home. So we'll say 73 to you up there, and it's always a pleasure. Thanks for opening our show. We'll see you next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Network. My name is Jim. KC9VKV, better known in some circles as Dr. VKV, and we are recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout, and we'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. And that will take you to our YouTube Qso-Vlog video page, where we're currently featuring over 2,600 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. This recording will be cut number 1 in that series. And we also have a new series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature, philosophical kinds of QSOs. You'll have to check it out, KC9VKV Highlights on a YouTube search. Well, without further ado, let's open it up. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
There's a station caller Alpha something, station calling with Alpha. Give me about 10 seconds about your antenna, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger. Yeah, Roger. The antenna is
coming down to a 1-to-1 balance and back into the radio here. Hopefully you found me on the SDR. My call sign is Kilo Juliet 4 Alpha Mike Alpha. Over.
Kilo Juliet 4 Alpha. One more time on the call sign, please.
Yeah, no problem. Kilo Juliet 4 Alpha Mike Alpha. America, Mexico, America. Over.
Roger, America, Mexico, America. And what's the name there?
Name here is Ashton. Alpha Sierra Hotel Tango Oscar November.
Ashton, is that a Roger?
Roger.
Roger, Ashton. And what's your location, sir?
I'm located in Cleveland, Georgia.
Roger, I was copying you fairly well on my Georgia SDR, but I also have a copy on you on my my local antenna. So right now I'm doing my local antenna. So what radio are you running today, Ashton?
The radio today is an Orion 2. Orion 2. Over.
Orion 2, Roger. And if you'd be interested in our setup procedure, now that's an older radio. Is that a Roger?
It is. I think it's about 20 years old. It is new to me. I've only had it for about a week, and maybe talked on it once or twice. So I'm real curious to see if we might be able to set up the audio a little bit better.
Yes, sir. Well, it doesn't have an equalizer on board. That's a Roger?
It has a few equalizer settings. There's a low frequency roll-off setting, and that's about it.
Okay. Does it have compression?
It has got a processor.
Ah, very good. All right. Well, but it does not have any bandwidth adjustment. Roger, you're fixed. Fixed 2.4, 2.7.
Actually, it does have a bandwidth setting, and it according to the menu, it's set to 28.5. Over.
Roger. So you can verify that it is at 28.5.
Yes, it is.
Great. Okay. Let's move to the compressor processor, and we want a 3. Set it on a 3 or a 30, depending on how it's laid out. We only want 30% of it. Roger?
Roger. I got it on 3. That's 3 out of 9.
Excellent. Okay. Now move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, adjust your mic gain until your ALC is running 2/3 on your ALC meter.
Roger. I think, I'm not sure if this radio has an ALC function. I think it's just power and signal. So I'm going to have to rely on you if that's okay. But I'm at 50%, and I'm increasing that to 60%. Audio 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and this is 70% over 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I'd pull it back to 60. Sounds good. It's about 3 dB at 60. Roger.
Roger. This is back at 60.
Alrighty, now on your EQ, let's do. What are your options on that?
Okay, so I'm not. When you go into the audio menu, there's a TX equalizer, and it just has a colon, and it says 0 dB. That's one, and then there's another setting in the transmit menu that basically you can set the roll-off frequency, and I think it's set to 150 hertz now.
Alrighty, can you vary that at all?
Yes, I can. I'm getting there right now. All right, so I'm going to increase at, this is 250 hertz, 250 hertz, over.
Yes, sir. All right, 300?
Audio 1, 2, 3, 300.
Back to 200.
Audio 1, 2, 3, this is 200 hertz.
Alrighty, and tell me about the best thing you like about your radio.
The best thing that I've noticed about this radio is when you set it just right, the receiver is very, very quiet. I can mitigate a lot of noise and really just make it a very pleasant listening experience when you're sitting here for an extended amount of time. You can pretty much get rid of all the and it's got a really nice DSP in it.
Roger. Well, I went through my SDRs, and they were not as heavy as my local receive signal, so I went back to my local receive signal, and that's on a 7300, and you sound magnificent at this point. If you would like to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by today's date, go KC9VKV followed by the word highlights. That will take you to this recording. So that's YouTube search KC9VKV logbook, actually. It's one of those days. KC9VKV logbook will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in the series of 2600. All right, here?
Yeah, Roger, Jim. Well, I really appreciate it, man. This is the second radio you've helped me with. You helped me with a FT101 Delta maybe a year or two ago. So, again, appreciate you very much. Thank you for your time. I'll definitely give that a listen when you post the video, and we'll be looking forward to talking to you again sometime. KC9VKV, this is AJ4AMA. Thank you again.
Yes, sir, there. Ashton, appreciate it. And you're about 6 over my noise level. I have a VU meter tied to my receiver, and I run such a low RF in the front end, I can't use the S meter reading. It doesn't read at that lower level, and I do that to preserve the pristine aspects of your transmission, so it doesn't compress. And but I do have the output going through S meter or VU meter at the output, and so I've got it set for 0 level, and when you see speaking, I see the noise level, and it was like -6, so that's a fairly good signal. So let me say 73 to you, sir, and have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
W1IPN.
Okay, W1, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
India, Papa, November.
Give me the whole thing so when I lift it out, it'll all be together.
Whiskey 1, India, Papa, November.
Roger, India, Papa, November, and what's the name?
The handle here is Earl, Jim.
Roger, Earl, and where are you located, sir?
Well, about 100 feet from the North Carolina border in South Carolina.
All right, but technically you are in South Carolina, Roger.
Yes, but the antenna runs, I laughingly refer to this antenna, it's a wire antenna, 130 feet, as a bi-state antenna. It starts in South Carolina and it terminates in North Carolina.
Roger, quite unusual there. All righty, and what radio are you running today, Earl?
I'm running a Yaesu FTDX10, new to me.
Roger, Roger, FTDX10. Well, let's see, I've got some notes on that. Let me get down to that, about Yaesu radios. First thing would be to verify that you're in the transmit bandwidth wide TBW. TBW bandwidth 100 to 2900, Roger?
Well, I'll check that. I think so.
All right, I tell you, if you're not familiar with it, just kind of make a note and set it on the side. You probably are, but just set that as a question mark in a note form for later on at your convenience, Roger?
Yeah, Roger, Roger. I don't know what. This thing has so many venues that it could wear you out.
Oh, yes, sir. That's why I've got notes. I thought I'd be able to do a generic walkaway, but no. All right, so we want to move on now. Set your processor on at 30. Processor on at 30, Roger?
Okay, I will move that to 30. Done.
All right, sir. Now move to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is running 7. 7, Roger, Roger?
Roger, Roger. I've got to change something here first. Audio. It's pushing between 8 and 9.
All right, pull your mic gain down just a little bit.
All right, mic gain is now set at 35. Audio is still a little bit high, over the 7.
Yeah, close enough. All right, let's see here. All right, now make sure that your hang on. Okay, make sure that your EQ mic EQ is set on, Roger.
Okay, I'll have to do that later. I'll make a note.
All right. The thing is, if that's not set on, then we can do all the things we want to do with that EQ, and it won't change anything. The EQ switch has to be on. The mic EQ switch has to be on to be in the EQ bank to make it work. Roger.
No, Roger. I'm looking at one of the menu screens now. Mic EQ.
And that will be on, Roger?
It is.
Fine. Now, since we have the processor on, we'll be on the P bank of EQ controls, Roger?
Roger.
All right. And so we'll be running... hang on just a minute. We'll be running, first EQ will be EQ1, the base control. We want to set that to 200 cycles, width of 4, level -6.
All right, I must have write this down. Base is set at 200.
Right, and that should be right there in front of you, Roger. I'd prefer to go ahead and do these controls if we can.
Okay, let's see. I don't know found them.
All right, and it's the P bank, Roger, because we are in the processor on, Roger.
Roger on that. Just figured that out last night. Or actually, someone figured it out for me. Aye.
Yes, sir. So we're working on EQ number 1, the base control. We want 200 cycles with the 4 level minus 6. Repeat, EQ number 1, 200 cycles with the 4 level minus 6. Roger.
Okay, making notes, and now I've got to get to the P section.
EQ 1, 2, and 3 in the P section should be right there together.
Okay, EQ1 is set at 3, and you're suggesting 2. Is that correct?
Repeat that.
The PRM TRC at EQ1 is set at 300 hertz.
Yes, move that to 200 hertz. EQ1, 200 hertz. Width of 4, Roger.
Roger. Good luck to me. Oh.
Should all be there.
At the level at 4, right?
No, the width at 4. Width at 4, Roger.
Okay, I've got the B width at 4.
Okay, we're talking about EQ number 1, P number 1, 200 cycles, width of 4, level minus 6. Repeat, EQ number 1, which is the base control, we want it on 200 cycles, width of 4, level minus 6. Roger?
Okay, I think I did it.
All right, read it back to me.
The frequency is 200 hertz. Hard to read this. The EQ1 level is minus 6. The width is 4.
EQ level is minus 6, Roger, width of 4. Okay, now EQ2, the mid control, we want that off or flat. Mid control off or flat, Roger?
Okay, now I got to figure this one out.
Well, you know, you do minus 25 or plus 10, I believe, so you can put it on the flat area wherever that is, or you can just turn it off.
I don't see where I can turn it off, so let me write that down and get to it.
Well, in order to be, well, okay. It should be right there, or you can your level control. Make that. Can you see where it goes minus 25 on the left side and plus 10 on the right side? We want it right in, not the middle, but we want it where it's 25 minus possibilities and 10 plus possibilities. Roger, that's flat.
This goes from 10 to... Yeah, the problem is moving between the things. I'm going to actually fiddle with this some more, Jim, because there's got to be other people here ready to kick me in the teeth. And I don't blame them. The problem is when you go back and forth between the screen and the function button, you think you're doing something, but no, you're not. You're doing something else.
Alrighty, so can you see the PEQ2 setting? Let's do minus 10 off the top there. In other words, if you can go plus 10, let's go back to 0 from there, and that will be flat. In other words, EQ2 is a mid-control, and we can boost it 10 knots or minus 25 points. So we want to do off the top from the left, from the right coming back, we want minus minus 10, which will be 0. So you should have it where you have 25 clicks down and 10 clicks up. That would be flat.
Okay, and that must be where Yaesu wants you to put it, because the number is yellow.
Yes, sir. Okay, so on the yellow position, you can go plus 10 or minus 25. Roger.
No, minus 20 plus 10.
I'm sorry.
Minus 20 or plus 10.
Okay, but yeah, but there's a yellow mark right there, and that's called flat, Roger?
I think so. It doesn't say flat, but I think that's right.
Okay. All right, so let's go to PEQ3. That is your treble control. We want 2.7 KC, width of 4, level plus 7. That's PEQ3. 2.7K, width of 4, level plus 7.
Well, I am slow as a lame duck here. The EQ frequency for 3 should be what?
2.7K, width of 4, level plus 7.
Got it.
Got that one?
Yes.
All right, so I want you to tell me about your radio and what you like best about it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I unboxed it, put it on the bench here, because I read about it, and it's rated as the number 3 radio for receive. I put it on the bench, and I didn't do much with it. I basically just turned it on. I pressed the DNR, the digital noise reduction button, and I couldn't believe my ears. The noise just went away. And there are 15 different settings to try and get rid of whatever your noise is. It's really quite amazing.
Roger, Earl. Now, I suggest that at your convenience, you drop by your local music store and get a foam windscreen for that microphone. Just is that a hand mic or a desk mic?
It's a Heil headset.
Okay, the best way to run that is move that boom as far out in front of you as you can, and then make a 90-degree turn at the last minute. We want to get that boom element out in front of you as far as we can, Roger.
Okay, how's this?
I think that's pretty good. Tell me something about your antenna again.
Well, it is. It was a miracle that I got it up in the tree, I'll tell you that. I had to have help. I'm an old man, so I don't be climbing trees anymore. And I hired this tree man, and he managed to throw a rope up there. I couldn't do it. And it's been working like a champ ever since.
Yes, sir. Okay, let's go back. We have to reset our ALC now that we're working that mic further away. So go back to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the word audio, adjust your mic gain until you're at 7.
Audio. Oh, yeah, way too high. Audio.
Okay, so don't push it. Just say it as you would say any other word in a QSO. Just a normal thing. Don't stress the word. Just say it. Roger.
Roger. Audio. Turn it up now. Audio. I'm at 43. Audio coming to 46. Audio.
Right, now you still want to stretch that word out. I'm just saying you don't want to stress it. You can stretch it out, but don't stress it hard. Just say it like you would say any other word. Audio.
Right between the 7 and the 9 on the S meter.
Excellent. Now, tell me about your Elmer. I assume you had a good Elmer, Roger?
Oh, I had an Elmer when I started. Is that what you mean? 7 years ago?
Yes, sir.
What a guy. He's still around, too. I don't live there anymore. He's down in the villages trying desperately to remember his call. Villages trying desperately to remember his call. I don't know if it'll come to me, but he was terrific. And he's the reason I'm on. I didn't feel comfortable with this or doing that. And he said, oh, come on, just get the book and, we can study it, no problem. And he was right.
All right, what's your actual mic gain? What is your actual mic gain right now?
Mic gain right now is 46.
Okay, bring it up to 55, and just remember to keep that boom out in front of you like it is now, Roger, but bring your mic level up to 55 and let me hear it.
Okay, it's up to 55 now, and I'm only too happy to have I tend to climb all over the microphone, and I just assume not, so I hope that's a little better.
Yes, sir. The point was you were getting plosives, and they do make foam windscreens for those headset boom mics. You could do that, but at the moment you don't have one, so the normal procedure is just to move it out in front of you as far as you can, and then at the last minute make that 90, Roger?
No, Roger. No, it has the foam on it.
Roger. Well, it's working now. I think before you were kind of tempting it not to work because I was hearing plosives. But now that it's further away, I don't hear them. Roger.
No, Roger. Well, I got to be sure to save the settings so that I don't mess them up.
Yes, sir. Well, they should be there now. The thing is, you must stay with your processor on, because if you these EQ settings were set in the P series, which means processor. So if you turn your processor off, you're into another bank of EQs that I have no idea where you are, Roger.
Roger on that. I was watching a YouTube thing last night that explained that, because I didn't have a clue. I said, why are all these? I didn't understand. Of course, I didn't take the book out. Why would I do that? And he explained that on the YouTube thing.
Roger. Well, it's sometimes you can have too many options, and it's very difficult to work between them. I think the normal guy wants to get on the radio and talk, and sometimes you have so many options to fight through to do that by the time you're there, you say, whoa, it's mind-boggling, Roger.
Yes, it is, and I sometimes suffer that, actually.
Yes, sir. Well, I think we got you sounding good now, and if you want to hear that great audio, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2600, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger. After I put in your call sign, the K9TKV, I put in what word?
Logbook. Just put him, just follow that, my call sign with the word logbook, Roger.
My book?
Logbook, Roger.
Roger.
And also, again, try to work that mic as close to where we are now as possible, because if you move around with that, you'll be shifting your volume and your audio EQ, because it's a matter of if you move closer to the mic, you have a bass buildup, proximity effect, and so we've got it set really nice now. So just try to keep that mic at the same position most of the time if you can, Roger.
Roger. Well, I've just adjusted that distance with my hand, 4 fingers from my lips. With my hand, 4 fingers from my lips.
Roger. I think that'll do it. I just went to my Georgia SDR. Let's see. Yeah, my Georgia SDR. And tell me something I don't know for 10 seconds, and let me hear you on the Georgia SDR.
Tell me something I don't know for 10 seconds, and let me hear you on the Georgia SDR.
Okay. We have just gotten ourselves a new puppy 7 months ago, and she is running us ragged.
That's good, Earl. I think you'll love it. like I say, I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Like I say, I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Roger, German. Thank you so much. This is the third time, I think, that you've helped me, and I appreciate it immensely.
Yes, sir. Glad to do it, sir. So you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. We appreciate it. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
And I have an antenna rant that says something about, if you're trying to make contact with me, I have no signals coming in at the moment, but I don't hear any. And if you're trying to make contact with me, it means, that you're probably running 100 watts on the eastern coast of the United States, and I'm not copying you either locally or through my SDRs, which means that you're not getting out too well. So I might encourage you to think about getting a second antenna, putting up a second antenna. My thoughts would be for a good resonant dipole antenna. They're very, very efficient, and also they're directional somewhat. So if you have an area in mind that you want to contact most of the time, you can lay your SWR, your antenna broadside to the target area. So when you string your antenna, your resonant dipole antenna, string it broadside to the area that you want to communicate with, and that will throw your signal in that direction as best as possible. You can see that in many different books. The radiation pattern of a dipole antenna is broadside to the string, so that you can tailor your transmission to the area that you want to radiate to. And then also, that being a dipole, your efficiency is up tremendously, so you will cease to be a S1 everywhere, and you will be a 9 somewhere, yay, or 5 somewhere. You will be up and at 'em, much better. And if you want to prove that to yourself, leave your old antenna up and get yourself an AB switch to go with your new resonant dipole antenna, so you can switch back and forth and actually see the level difference on receive, and also usually that is reciprocated in transmit. That is, if your receive antenna is hot, then your transmit antenna will be the same thing over the other antenna. So just a thought there, if you want to, try to get out. And the other thing is options. There's nothing better than to have a second option as far as a receive antenna, and there's no better option to have than a no SWR resonant dipole antenna. All right, this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
All right, I got Kilowatt India 4, Zulu, November Whiskey. Is that a Roger?
Juliet 4, Delta, November Whiskey, Juliet 4, Delta, November Whiskey, over.
Juliet 4, Zanzibar, November Whiskey. Is that a Roger?
Roger. December, November Whiskey, Delta, November Whiskey, over.
All right, sir. What's the name there?
Vladimir, VLADIMIR, Vladimir.
Latimer, is that a Roger?
Roger.
Okay, Latimer, and what's your location, sir?
Metro Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, sir, Latimer. And what radio are you running today?
It's a Kenwood TS 2100 watts to my new antenna. My new antenna probably not very good. It's end fed dipole on 40 meters. End fed dipole 40 meters on 20 feet high. I'm running only 100 watts. Over.
Roger, Roger, Vladimir. Well, I think you can probably use my help there because you seem to be very unprocessed. So let me see if we can fatten you up a little bit there. First thing, do you know how to adjust your bandwidth? We were looking for 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. Are you familiar with that?
Roger, Roger.
Okay, set your radio for 100 to 2900, Roger.
Roger, copy that. Okay, it's done. Over.
All right, sir, now let's go to your compressor processor. Your compressor processor, whichever they call it, and we want a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100 on your compressor processor. Compressor processor on, and a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. We just want a third of that compressor processor. Roger?
Roger, Roger. I'm trying.
You've done that, Roger?
Positive, yes. Affirmative, yes.
Very good. Okay, now let's move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the word audio and you stretch out the first part of that word, you become a human test generator. Audio. And with mic gain in hand, I want you to adjust the mic gain until your ALC meter is reading 2/3. Roger?
Okay. Let me... okay, so let me find the central... 1, 2, 3, 1, testing. Okay, so ILC right now is a 1/3, reading 1/3. Over.
All right, so you say the word audio and stretch out that audio. Don't stress it, just say it like you would any other word, and adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is reading 2/3. Roger?
Roger, Roger.
All right, now what I want you to do is tell me the best thing you like about your radio so I can look around again and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger, because I do have an Atlanta SDR. So just in 10 or 15 seconds, tell me about your antenna system again.
This is a new
System again.
This is a new antenna. I installed the end-fed dipole on my backyard. I tune it up and try to come out, and obviously, I mean, like, I can see you at 920 over, but obviously my 100 watt is not good enough, and it's not going to reach you very clearly. So my radio station is Kenwood PS2000. It's all read PS2000, and I'm running 100 watts on that end fed antenna, 40 meter half-wave dipole. No, not dipole, half-wave end fed antenna. Roger, over.
Roger, Latimer. I have you again back on the Georgia SDR, and let's go to your EQ tone control board. Your equalization, Roger?
Tone control board. Your equalization, Roger?
Can you repeat it? Equalization what?
Your equalization page in your menu, equalization or tone control, depending on what they call it. It's equalization, but some folks call it tone control.
It's equalization, but some folks call it tone control.
I'm not sure I understand this. Not sure what you mean. Over.
Alrighty, let me just give you a note then. Can you copy me okay?
Very clear.
Vladimir, you copy okay? Okay, sir. Note then on your equalization, you want to be a little bit brighter. So depending on what kind of EQ you have, you want about 3 clicks treble boost from where you are. 3 clicks treble boost from where you are, Roger, to make your signal a little brighter so it's easier to understand, Roger.
Roger. I'll try to find out what is the equalizer is. Let me check. Over.
Roger, it's called equalizer or tone control. Equalizer or tone transmit, equalizer or tone control, whichever the manufacturer is. Everybody calls it something different, but it is actually equalization, but some call it tone control. But we want it a little brighter than where it is now, so that's 3 clicks boost on your treble EQ from where you are, Roger.
Roger. I'll try to find this settings and set it up on the treble side. Over.
Yes, sir. And then if you get a chance, join us next Friday, and we'll hear what that sounds like. In between now and then, if you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word KC9VKV logbook, that's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook on a YouTube search. It will take you to this recording. This will be cut number 1 in a series of 2,600 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger. Can you repeat the call sign, please?
Yes, sir. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. And I'll repeat. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. Logbook. Roger?
Roger. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor logbook.
Yes, sir. That's it, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger. Thank you very much. And I would like to see how my sound on the air. Thank you. How am I sound on the air? So thank you very much. Nice to see you. Bye. Kilo Juliet 4, Delta November Whiskey. Over.
Yes, sir. And I found you also again now on my Pennsylvania SDR. So propagation's kind of moving around a little bit. You sounded pretty good there. I wish you knew where your EQ page was, and we could get that finalized. But go ahead and crank in that 3 clicks additional treble EQ from where you are, and then we'll take it from there. Maybe next Friday if you want to check in. 73, and have a good afternoon. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
This is frequency in use. Frequency is in use.
This is frequency in use. Frequency is in use.
This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. We record now live till 5. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
We record now live till 5. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net, where we record live till 5 and then post it up on YouTube so you can hear what your radio sounds like. We also have a transmitter setup process to get you fatter than probably where you are and cleaner than where you are. If you're interested, this is KC9VKV listening. Oh my goodness, we have a QRMer. QRMer in the crowd. Wonder why. Well, I guess, we have cut back on mental help for our QRMers and the other, aspects of it. This segment, QRM or mental profile. First, you must understand that, for the QRMer, deliberately interfering with your radio transmissions is a way of life. It's a way of striking back, a way of getting even against a perceived enemy. You represent a threat to them, and they hate you for it. And QRMing brings them temporary joy and a sense of satisfaction as they try to obliterate their enemy off the air, because they are true, dedicated sociopaths, a severe form of mental illness. A sociopath is a term used to describe someone who has antisocial personality disorder, better known as ASPD. People with ASPD can't relate to other people's feelings because they are so self-centered and full of hate. They are usually spoiled as a child and allowed to do whatever they wanted in regards to acting out. They will often break rules or make impulsive decisions without feeling any guilt for the harm that they may cause. The general image of a sociopath is often as a killer, a con artist, or other lawbreaker, but this is not essentially the case. On the contrary, the nearest sociopath might be your boss, a partner, or a parent. While most sociopaths may not be literal outlaws, they do share certain traits with them. This includes a lack of remorse, a propensity for behavior that benefits the sociopath at the expense of others, and yes, that sounds to a T like our friendly QRMer. The QRMer has a profound lack of conscience, a flaw in their moral compass. Normally, this moral compass steers the average person away from breaking common rules. However, with our QRMer, he has no moral compass. He derives pleasure from poorly treating his fellow ham. This internal moral disconnect, however, be often masked by a charming outward demeanor that he has in his way to portray when he is not trying to terrorize his fellow hams by QRMing through the bands. The terms sociopath and psychopath are used interchangeably, but while they refer to a similar behavior, there is a difference. Sociopaths are individuals whose callous, deceitful behavior has been shaped by environmental factors, such as child abuse or exposure to expedient behavior. And because of this, sociopaths are considered to be more amenable to behavioral change and rehabilitation. And so it turns out a QRMer is a sociopath, and therefore there is hope for our QRMer after all. And that's why I try to reason with them instead of just ignoring them. I believe that there is hope for the QRMers to redeem themselves because they are subject to some degree of reasoning. They just need to be honest with themselves and ask the question, why? Why do you QRM? What do you feel led to treat other people so badly? What makes you feel good about hurting other people? QRM is not the answer, my friend. The answer lies inside you and your ability to throw off your demons and become a better person. And you can do that if you try. But it begins by asking yourself, why? Why do I QRM? This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
So if you like that, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. You're broadcasting.
Yeah, Jim, KC9VKV, man. Signals are a little different, man. I don't know if you hear me barefoot, buddy.
Eric, I hear you loud and clear, sir.
Whiskey 4, Alpha Victor Tango. Good afternoon to Jim, KC9VKV.
Roger, Eric, I copy you 20 over somewhere. A beautiful signal, Roger.
20 over somewhere. A beautiful signal, Roger.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time copying today, man. I don't know. Is it just my radio, or is the 40-meter band a little different today?
Well, yes, it is a little different today. It's not good propagation for whatever reason. I'm not real sure, but it's just, some days are good and some days aren't, Roger.
Some Some days are good and some days aren't, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Are you even getting any kind of a reasonable copy on me? I'm just, right now I'm just doing barefoot 200 watts from the FTDX 5000 to the inverted V, Roger.
Roger, I'm copying you on my PA SDR. You're about 20 over on my PA SDR. Roger, Roger.
You're about 20 over on my PA SDR. Roger, Roger.
Oh, okay, all right. Let me stop yelling then. I thought you were just trying to copy me from like direct on, without going on the SDRPA. But I'm glad you're able to do that. That's golden. Hey, it's great to talk to you as always, my friend. And I've been quite impressed and happy with the FTDX 5000 with just the 200 watts of barefoot power out there into the inverted V in the backyard there with the Heil microphone, the PR781. I just, I haven't really had a chance to get around to bringing my Kenwood amplifier to the doctor man that I'm planning to have fix, this minor little issue on my amp. But I'll tell you something. I am certainly anxious and very eager to see how well it will do with this DX5000 and the inverted V. I'm sure it'll do incredible. I'm sure it'll be very, very nice. Do a very good job. But yeah, again, I'm certainly happy that I'm getting the results that I am just barefoot with this DX5000 radio. Roger.
Oh, Roger, that radio just sounds so beautiful. You're 20 over on my PA SDR. 20 over at least, nice and quiet and loud. And in my notes, I have you as, are you in Virginia, Roger?
In my notes, I have you as, are you in Virginia, Roger?
Yep, over here in Sterling, Virginia. Roger.
Roger. Well, you are officially the Master Blaster. The Master Blaster, Roger.
The Master Blaster, Roger.
Yeah, this is, I'll tell you what, man, you know what's so funny, Jim, is this is going to be like a repeat of, like, before when, we did that before and after. You remember? I was like barefoot, and then all of a sudden I put on that Heathkit SB220 and then the Kenwood, and you were like, whoa. I mean, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what it will, what it will do there. We already know what the Kenwood TL922 Alpha amp does, but I'm just saying it'll be pretty fun to hook it up, power it up here with the DX5000 radio here, and just do the before and after comparison with you, like what we did in the past. So anyway, I'll let you roll, buddy. I'm sure there's other people that would like to check in with you, my friend. Happy Friday, happy Memorial Day holiday weekend to you, my friend, from Sterling Metropolis, Virginia. KC9VKV, this is W4AVT saying so long and sayonara and 73s.
Roger, Eric, W4AVT, the Master Blaster. Oh boy, if he gets any louder, he's going to burn my antenna up for sure. And he's going to get louder, no doubt about it. Sounding good there, Eric. 73, sir. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. And if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
And if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Roger. Kilowatt Delta 8. Mike
Whiskey Radio, kilowatt Delta 8, medium wave rectifier.
Mike Whiskey Radio, Roger, Roger, and what's the name there?
Mike Whiskey Radio, Roger, Roger, and what's the name there?
Name here is Lou, Lima Echo Whiskey.
One more time, slowly, phonetically, please.
One more time, slowly, phonetically, please.
Lou, Lima Echo Whiskey. Lou.
Roger, Lou, and where are you located, Lou?
Roger, Lou, and where are you located, Lou?
I'm located in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Roger, Lou, and what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Lou, and what radio are you running today, sir?
I'm running an FT897 by Yaesu.
Alrighty, sir, if you would, is that an older radio or a newer radio?
Alrighty, sir, if you would, is that an older radio or a newer radio?
It's older. I bought this radio in 2011.
All right, Lou, we'll tell you what, why don't you give me about 10 seconds, tell me about your antenna system, and let me see if I can find a better path for us. Right now I'm copying you down in Georgia, Roger.
Let me see if I can find a better path for us. Right now I'm copying you down in Georgia, Roger.
Okay, on right now. I have a 2-element phased array, and I just replaced my delay line, and I'm not getting much difference when I put the delay line between from one element to the other. So kind of baffled by this, but maybe on receive now. I don't know about transmit. It might change with transmit more than receive. Over.
Yes, sure. Now, Lou, you're really thin on your audio. Your EQ is shifted up to the top end of the audio spectrum. There's nothing down at the bottom. So if you might be interested in a setup procedure, it usually starts with checking your transmit bandwidth, but I think you're probably running a radio with a fixed bandwidth. Roger, Roger? Alrighty, so let's start with the compressor. I'm assuming you do have compression or processing on and at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger?
Yeah, I don't have a real good copy on it yet, so I'm going to go ahead and assign, but thanks for being there, and I like your talk about people who form. I've often wondered what they see in that. Spend a lot of money for these radios, and then you want to go around causing problems for other people. I just don't understand it. Over.
Right, Roger. Well, it's the sociopath, you know. They can't really help it. Our country has cut back drastically on mental health, issues as far as help. And so these folks are doing the best they can in coping. Sometimes they just cease to be able to cope. And so there you go. Like I said, though, on your radio, your audio is very mid-rangey, up in the upper mids. You could stand to get a little more bottom end. It would be a lot more fuller. Roger, Roger?
Yeah, I'd have to check into that. I haven't done anything to the setup here since I got it, so but I appreciate the information. Over.
Roger. Well, can you copy me very well up there?
Well, pretty happy right now. I got a lot of static. Over.
Yes, sir. Well, maybe next Friday we can get together and I can help you out and set you up real nice. We usually take like a 30 dB transmitter and take it up to 3 dB, so your modulation comes from 30% to 80%, which makes you very loud, but your audio is pristine, no blurry, just nice. Roger.
Yeah, I'm running a MD100 microphone. I just made a switch. How copy now?
I can copy you well. But like I say, you could be a lot fuller on the bottom end. I usually don't suggest bottom end much because things can happen, like Mother Nature can fold back half of your signal at a later time and space, and then when that happens, you have audio phase cancellation. You lose the top part of the audio spectrum, and you become Mr. Mumbles. So because of that, I don't usually push much on the bottom end, but you're severely up in the mids. You could use a little bass, Roger. So that's why I'm saying, and you could use a little more fullness as far as your dynamic range. Like right now, it seems to be maybe about 6-7 dB, and we want to close that to about 3 dB, which makes you fatter,
on the bottom of the MD100 microphone. I'm just curious if that's made any difference.
You're still very mid-rangey, so I would think perhaps your EQ, internal EQ, is pushing your mids. I would think the way it sounds is like you're pushing your mids like plus 10 or something. We need to pull that back to flat, Roger.
Probably the situation there. All right, appreciate your giving me the chance to say hello. Hope you have a nice weekend. Over.
Yes, sir, Lou, and 73 up that way, sir. Good to hear you, and if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,600 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow.
That sounds great. I might check it out there. Thanks a lot. I hope you have a good evening, and we'll maybe check in again sometime.
Yes, sir, Lou. And I have a spectrum analyzer on the set, and your audio is being displayed when you talk on the spectrum analyzer, and you can see where it's all just bunched up right there at the top. There are 3 white marks on the spectrum analyzer, so for your information, the mark to the left side denotes 100 cycles. The first white mark to the right side denotes 1 kc. Then there's a black space, which is 2 kc, and then there's another white mark, which is 4 kc, just for your FYI, Roger?
Oh, Roger.
So that'll give you an idea of where your signal is on the spectrum analyzer. So 73, Lou, you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend.
Okay, sounds great. Just curiosity, what kind of signal are you picking me up on your SDR there? What's my signal? Over?
All right, I'm on a 7300, and you're coming on my local antenna. I'm not getting too much on the other SDRs, but you seem to be about plus 9, or may I say minus 9. I set your level at 0 level on a VU meter. When you see speaking, the meter falls to read noise. So I've got you set for your peaks at 0, and it was minus 9. So that means you're 9 decibels above my noise level. Roger?
Okay, that sounded good. Well, maybe I'll come. I want to make an adjustment on my antenna. Maybe I'll get back again if nobody else comes in, and I'll get you to check it in. Over.
Roger, getting ready to shut her down, bud. It's been since 3:30, but we've got next weekend, Roger, next Friday.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Roger, Roger, Lou, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Want to check out? Give me a shout.
Kilo Charlie, hi. Kilo Victor from November 4, Oscar Bravo Romeo.
Station ending in Romeo, come back with your call sign slowly, phonetically.
Station ending in Romeo, come back with your call sign slowly, phonetically.
November 4, Oscar Bravo Romeo.
Oscar Bravo Romeo, Roger, Roger, and what's the name?
Oscar Bravo Romeo, Roger, Roger, and what's the name?
The name is Mike. Mike India Kilo Echo.
Roger, Mike, and what's your location, sir?
Roger, Mike, and what's your location, sir?
The Charleston, South Carolina area.
Copy, South Carolina, Roger, Roger, and what's your radio? What radio are you running?
Copy, South Carolina, Roger, Roger, and what's your radio? What radio are you running?
An ICOM IC756 Pro 3. ICOM 756 Pro 3.
Roger that. Well, do you know where your bandwidth is, your adjustment for your bandwidth? We want to be in the 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth for our setup to start, Roger.
100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth for our setup to start, Roger.
2.4.
You affixed the 2.4?
You affixed the 2.4?
All right, we're looking for 100 to 2900. That would be the best performance setting for your radio. 100 to 2900, Roger.
That's setting for your radio. 100 to 2900, Roger.
Okay, I can toggle between 2.4 and 3.0. That's 3.0.
Can you toggle to 2.9? Can you put it in 2.9? Is that flexible? 100 to 2900?
Is that flexible? 100 to 2900?
See, what happens is when you're in those lower bandwidths, it's rolling off your top end on the audio. On your audio curve, it's rolling off the top end of your audio, and the audio is so critical. The top end is so critical for articulation. So we got to get that articulation up to 2900. But at the same time, if we go to 3, then we start knocking on somebody else's door, and they start looking for you with pitchforks, and we don't want to do that. So we want to do 100 to 2900.
Don't want to do that. So we want to do 100 to 2900.
It's called transmit bandwidth, TBW. Transmit bandwidth, TBW, 100 to 2900.
Transmit bandwidth, TBW, 100 to 2900.
I'll tell you, Mike, you could take a note on that. Roger, take a note on that, and let's press on with the rest of the setup. Take a note on the TBW and do that at your leisure when you find out how to get there.
Do that at your leisure when you find out how to get there.
Roger, Roger.
All right, so we move to our compressor processor to actually begin our setup procedure. And we're looking for a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, just a third of the capabilities of your compressor processor, Roger. So it's a compressor processor on, and a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, depending on how it's labeled.
A 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, depending on how it's labeled.
Why don't you give me about 10 seconds, tell me about your antenna system. Let me see if I can find a better copy for us, a better path.
If I can find a better copy for us, a better path.
Roger, Mike, do you have a fairly good copy on me?
Roger, Mike, do you have a fairly good copy on me?
All right, so let's do notes if you can do that, if you're interested in the setup. First note is what we were talking about, that TVW, 100 to 2900. 100 to 2900 on the TVW. Then move to your compressor processor on at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger, on the notes.
Of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger, on the notes.
All right, now move to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you say the word audio, don't stress the word, just say it, but stretch the front of that word out. Audio. You become a human test generator. Audio. And with mic gain, set your level, your ALC meter to 2/3. So it's really easy. As you say the word audio, adjust your mic level until your ALC meter reads 2/3. Roger?
Level until your ALC meter reads 2/3. Roger?
Roger. And this is with compression off, is that correct?
I don't have a really good copy on you. I can hear you in there, but I don't have a good copy. Did you get that note about setting your ALC level?
Get that note about setting your ALC level?
Roger. Yeah, sure do. I was just asking, do you want me to do that with compression on or off?
Leave your compressor on at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. That should stay on all the time, Roger. It's a token amount, something that nobody else will hear, but it does well to get us to our 3 dB dynamic range at the end of the setup. So leave the compressor on. Matter of fact, we're going to the equalizer page after you reset your ALC level, Roger. And you must stay in that compressor, Roger. It's a token amount, something nobody else will hear, but will do you great, Roger.
Something nobody else will hear, but will do you great, Roger.
Roger. Okay, here we go. Audio.
Roger. Did you see how easy it was to set that ALC meter to 2/3?
Did you see how easy it was to set that ALC meter to 2/3?
Good. One with him.
I think we doubled there. Mike, I think we doubled, but that's a really easy way to set your ALCs. Just say audio, stretch it out, become a human test generator, adjust your mic gain until your ALC is 2/3.
Test generator, adjust your mic gain until your ALC is 2/3.
Audio, that looks like it right there.
Yes, sir. Okay, let's go to your EQ page. Into your EQ page now, if you will.
EQ page.
into your EQ page now, if you will. And the question is, what kind of EQ does that 756 Pro have? Is it a 3-band EQ or 8-band parametric or what? 3-band EQ or 8-band parametric or what?
I'm not sure it has any of that.
Okay, what options do you have for equalization? Okay, what options do you have for equalization? Could be called equalization, it could be called tone control. Could be called equalization, could be called tone control. Could be called equalization, could be called tone control.
He has treble or bass on the Pro there. This is W8WIL. I'm just trying to help. I'll be listening.
Yes, sir. Is that a 2-band? Yes, sir. Is that a 2-band?
Yeah, just 2-band, treble or bass.
Excellent. Okay, Mike, you have 2-band EQ. So what we want to do, have you found your EQ page? What we want to do, have you found your EQ page?
No, sir. I'm open to suggestions here.
All right. Let's do this. When you find, take another note, when you find your EQ page, we want to go +3 clicks, treble boost from where you are. +3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are. Roger? +3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are. Roger?
Roger.
I think that'll put you in pretty good stead. +3 clicks treble boost. You have a 2-band EQ, so just leave your bass where it is and just put +3 clicks additional treble boost from where you are. Roger? +3 clicks additional treble boost from where you are. Roger? Alrighty, Mike, that will do it for right now, sir. If you want to hear your audio, it's like Braille, but if you want to hear it, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2600, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger? Of 2600, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger. Okay, thank you very much, and I appreciate your help, and I'll review my notes and my settings and work on it from there. Thank you so much for your help. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, N4 OBR. Thank you, sir.
Roger, OBR 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And I see by the clock on the wall, a dead fly. Ooh, so we got to get out of here. If you've participated, we'd like to hear your audio. If you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. We'll take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in the series of 2600. I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. This is KC9VKV, and we say we'll be returning this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV clear. This is KC9VKV clear.